Today on the LEC, Wunder versus Adam grudge match.
No, more energy, again.
Today on the LEC, Wunder versus Adam grudge match.
No, cut. I need you to give me more, Odoamne. More, try it with me, here we go.
Okay, today on the LEC, Wunder versus Adam.
No. I need you to feel the rage inside of you, right inside of, off me, here we go.
Today on the...
No, okay, stop. I need you from just grudge match. Here we go, and go.
Grudge
more
match.
Grudge here. Go.
Grudge match.
More grudge.
Grudge match.
Not quite my grudge match. Okay, again with me.
Grudge match.
This isn't working. Okay, do you have something that fills you with rage? I need you angry, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, what is it? Good.
I have nipple tape on.
What?
I have nipple tape on.
Let's try something else. What's something else that gives you rage?
Like an Arbar?
No, this isn't a joke, okay? You like dog champs? Okay, I want you to be an angry mutt. Get feral, foaming at the teeth. I need grudge.
Okay, like Narmut? Oh, okay, you're no fun. I'm kidding. Rage.
Yeah?
Rage. Got it.
Okay, let's lock in again. Lights, everybody.
Today on the LEC...
Wait for action, please. Action.
Today on the LEC...
No, we have booming shots.
Oh, sorry.
What are we doing?
I apologize, sorry.
Today on the LEC, Wunder versus...
Oh, God,
sorry.
Hold on. Forget.
I can't really talk right now. I'm in the middle of something.
Excuse me. What do you think you're doing?
It was my mom. She wants to know if I'm on the show this weekend.
Can we turn off the music, please?
It's just my mom. She wants to know if I'm on the show this weekend. My mom.
Asked. Get back to work. Frame up right now.
Okay,
We got a job to do. Can we please all lock in, pay attention, and do our goddamn jobs?
Can I just ask a question? What's my character's actual motivation here? Like, do I
just
just
say
like
grudge
attention?
match. Oh, okay. Sure. How about it's a family tradition. Okay, so your father held a grudge against you. You held a grudge against your father. Today's day, you let it all loose. Okay.
Yeah, pretty much just like my childhood. So do I just want revenge on my dad, or what's going on?
Ken, okay. How about imagine it's as if we invited you to our wonderful show here, right? To sing the praises of the team that just kicked your shit in last weekend. Is that grudge enough for you? Back to work. Here we go again. Camera.
Yeah.
Lights. Sound. Action.
Oh, wait, sorry. I need like 5 to change the battery. Sorry.
You need a 5?
Yeah.
I'm gonna need you to lock in.
You didn't
Why
call
didn't you
a
do
hard
that?
cut.
I said cut 18 times.
You don't know what you're talking about. You need to treat us with respect.
You
Go back to it. What is it?
Did we get that?
No.
You gotta be kidding me!
Welcome everyone to the LEC 2023 season finals live from Berlin, Germany. It's Wunder. Oh my God. Next week we're going to be heading to Montpellier, Occitanie for a grand finals. Okay. BDS.
Oh, they're cooking.
Oh, yeah.
Love it. They are cooking.
They're on a ship.
Yeah.
Okay. Don't pop off too
Wait,
hard.
how did we get that?
Yeah, that must be 3D printed.
Wait.
Yeah, okay, well, we'll see
That's a fake one.
if it's BDS or if it's Fnatic that make it to Montpellier, because that's what we're playing for today. I'm Shox, joined by Dagda and Odo. I know, we're in the studio still, but we spiced it up. We got Dagda, we got Odo here. It's fun.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't be here, as a player, so show must go on. I will never miss it. Didn't miss MSI. Now I'm here. Probably not in Montpellier, but that's life.
You're like something that's stuck to your shoe and you just can't get it off.
That's so harsh.
I mean, Yeah, I'm stuck to your guys' shoes, so you guys can't get rid of me.
Top laners, am I right? Speaking of top laners, we've got big changes this week. Due to an injury and the inability of Fnatic Oscarinin to play today, Riot officials have granted Fnatic the option to sign and substitute Wunder in. We, of course, wish Oscarinin a speedy recovery, of course. We look forward to seeing Wunder on the Rift, though. This is kind of cool. Of course, really sucks for Oscarinin. Let's put that out there, Dagda, but it's awesome to see Wunder back.
Yeah, I'm really excited to see what he can bring to the table. Like, obviously, we haven't seen this guy in a little while. A massive story behind him. And now that he's starting to come back, I think a lot of fans would be happy to see him return to the Rift. But I think the big question mark is going to be, you know, what do we get to see out of him? Because we haven't seen him play for a while. But I mean, like, Odo, you've been playing against him in solo queue, I imagine. So, like, what's he been like?
Not for a long while, no. I mean, I think he's still low elo for me right now. I think he's somewhere in like Masters, somewhere. I mean, guys, come on. I'm old, but I'm still like high on the ladder, you know?
Yeah.
It's not that weird. But yeah, he's a bit too low in the elo. But hope his climb is going well. Although I think he has been going downhill a little bit. But
yeah,
I hope he's going to do great today.
We'll see, indeed. Now, Oscarinin, though, as said, he did great last week versus Excel. You even sent out a little tweet, Odo.
Okay. I mean, the tweet is great, you know, but he could have at least put it in English, tagged me, so, you know, he just like twists the knife just as much as possible for as much clout. So it just kind of like screams a little bit of insecurity, but, you know, he got pentakill with a broken hand. I can't really complain so much about it, even though I'd love to, but I can't. So he's been doing great.
Yeah.
Can't really blame him. He only had one hand. I mean, how's he supposed to tag you, you know?
That's
like,
true.
That's true. That's true.
It's true. Anyways, moving on. We did get to talk to Oscarinin because he's, of course, still here with the team and standing by with Lore.
Thank you so much, Shox. It has been one of the biggest news we had this week, of course. Oscar, thank you so much for joining me ahead of your game. How was surgery? How did everything go? Do you feel okay now?
The surgery went perfect. They told me that it was really smooth, no problems. And yeah, right now I just have to chill with the hand for a bit of time and we'll see.
Yeah. Do you know how long, roughly, like estimate of time of recovery you're going to have with this?
I mean, I'm not 100% sure. For sure, for Worlds, I'm going to be completely fine. And yeah, for season finals, I'm not really sure about.
All right. Well, yeah, safety first, of course, and we want you to recover, of course. But I think the fans will be happy to hear about this. Let's talk about how things happened, though, because Wunder coming back, he hasn't played since winter. You were just saying in the makeup room with Kajol that you've been helping him a bit backstage. Tell me about getting him ready for this week and bringing him at the last minute like this.
Yeah, I mean, Wunder has not been playing a lot of solo queue. Like, he was playing Akali and Cassio top when he came. And yeah, he wanted to try hard, obviously, and I've been helping him to see matchups, just to helping individually, like his laning phase and everything, because I think macro-wise, I think he's fine. Like, he already knows a lot about the game. I think he just needed to get in shape for the serious laning phase, and I think he's been doing pretty well, honestly. I was surprised with how fast he started to play well, because yeah, I expected him to. He was not playing solo, he was kind of for fun, so he would be a bit not in the best shape, but I think he improved really fast. So.
All right, we can say rusty, I guess. That makes sense, and I think it's kind of poetic that the rookie is helping the veteran getting ready for stage, because I mean, especially since the last time he was playing with Fnatic, it was a different bot lane, a completely different team synergy. How much do you think it's going to be different for him this new role? How do you see Fnatic playing now that is Wunder on the top lane and not you stylistically?
I mean, I think he adapted pretty well to the team that first. Like, I think I've seen the scrims and I think it was everything pretty well. They were communicating pretty well and they understood each other. And I think the team is not going to change a lot. Obviously, we don't have the same champion pools and we have different playstyles, but I think the team should be more or less the same and the drafts and everything. So, yeah, I mean, we will just see, but I think he's going to do pretty well. I'm like really believing in him. I think he's going to play great.
And you being here, I think, of course, is going to help. You know BDS, you know how they play and everything. Are you going to be helping backstage today between games?
Yeah, I'm a coach now, right? So, yeah, everything I see in the game, I will try to help him because, yeah, I'm going to try to help Wunder the most because, yeah, I'm a top laner. So if I see something or if I think a champion can be good in a draft or something, I will just say it in in there in the backstage. And
All right. Well, positional coach Oscarinin, thank you so much for your insights, and
No
looking
problem.
forward to seeing you back on stage. Swift recovery, of
Thank you.
course. Shocks, back to you.
Thank you. I mean, NRG had like 1 million coaches and they won the LCS. So here we go. He did say ready for sure for Worlds. I'm reading that means not Montpellier, but of course we can look at that later. Regardless though, let's talk about what they're playing for today. This is the bracket. The winner for today locks in a spot in Montpellier and also a spot at the World's Swiss stage. Now, that's important because I didn't realize this beforehand, but if you're 4th seed, you go to the qualifier game or the World's qualifying series against Golden Guardians, but then you're also in the play-ins before you're in the Swiss stage, Odo.
Yeah. I mean, usually when we would look at the bracket, we would say, oh, play-ins is not really like a big deal because you face minor regions and everything. But then then we look at the Mad Lions example where I think they they fumbled in the play-ins twice. So I'm a bit confident because maybe it's just the Mad Lions thing, and if they get to play-ins, they're not gonna make it through. But now, at least Mad Lions made it all the way through to like the Swiss stage, like, you know, Switzerland, all of that.
No, it's in Korea, actually.
Oh.
Yeah. Just what they call the type of the bracket.
That makes a little bit more sense. But yeah, hopefully our EU boys, whoever goes between BDS and Fnatic, gets to have a good showing because yeah, it's not such a walk in the park.
I don't think it's a Mad Lions thing. I think it's just it's treacherous. It's not like the plains are a walk in the park at all.
Yeah, I think we've definitely seen a lot of the minor regions get a lot stronger over the course of the last few years, and especially when you look towards the fact that I think EU, you're going to be going up against Golden Guardians, and then you've got to try and face off into that play-in stage as well. Sometimes you get the big advantage of running the play-ins to get used to the meta and that kind of stuff, but I mean, just easily stepping into the Swiss stage, into those best of 3s and 5s is going to be fantastic.
Yeah, and especially because when you think about it, when we're not sending, you know, like our 1st seed or our 2nd seed through the play-ins, so it is kind of like even playing ground. These minor regions, they're getting their best team, they're like number 1 seed coming into the tournament, fighting against, you know, number 4 or number 4 seed from either EU or NA. So it would make sense that it's not so easy as we thought it would be before.
Absolutely not. But already qualified for Montpellier are EMEA Masters finalists Carmine Corr and Movistar Riders, who will be taking the stage on Friday. Let's check them out.
Hi everyone, we've just wrapped up the EMEA Masters semifinals for summer, and we have the 2 finalists that are going to battle next week in Montpellier, Occitanie, as Carmine Corr will face off against the Spanish representative Movistar Riders in an epic battle between France and Spain. And of course, I had to interview the winner and ask them what they think about the forthcoming event and what they can anticipate in Montpellier. So let's listen to what they had to say. Casey, French players playing in Montpellier, playing in France in front of a huge arena. Of course, you're going to have the fans behind you, facing another French player in the finals, in the likes of Isma in the jungle. How hyped are you about these finals?
Yeah, I mean, I'm super hyped. Like after the sprint split, that was pretty rough. Like we all committed to having like the Mercato and train as soon as we could. And now, as you said, like in EMEA Masters, we have never lost a best of 5. We have always gone like all the way. And I think the story will just repeat itself. It's written for us.
As you, a French player, playing in front of your home crowd and defending your pride and your colors, how does that make you feel, and what do you anticipate the most for this event?
Yes, to be honest, I mean, it will be insane for sure. Like, it's not a question. It will be insane, and I feel like people kinda like me in that way because always, even if I win in LVP, I get a lot of message, especially by a FLICKR fan, like a lot of message that like well played, GG. Even if I play in Superliga, so I mean, I expect just it to be like insane, you know.
And I have a last question for you. Are you gonna come barefoot on stage? For me, that's the most important one.
Obviously, that's an easy one.
Perfect. Always nice to hear from the winners, Isma and Cabo, as they will be facing off against each other next week in the grand finals. And yes, Carmine Corr is back. They will represent the LFL in Montpellier, Occitanie for the grand finals next week. This will start at 6 p.m. CEST. You want to tune in. You don't want to miss out on the greatest show of EMEA Masters history. See you then.
We won't, especially now that we've got such an amazing final, Dog, that you'll be heading there as well. So you happy with the two teams?
I mean, it's got to be a banger, right? You got Carmine Corp, who've never dropped the best of 5, 3-time champions, going up against the new hope from the Spanish region, which was, I mean, the dominant region to start EMEA Masters off. And you've got two of the biggest up-and-coming AD carries in the league in Supa and Calist. Like, these are two players you have to watch for LEC next year, so it's going to be incredible.
It's going to be incredible indeed. Et nous nous préparons pour Montpellier. Et Laure, elle a fait de petits leçons de français avec les joueurs. Allons-y.
What?
Bonjour tout le monde. Hi everyone. Ahead of Montpellier, I'm here to share with the teams a few sentences in French that are going to be particularly helpful when they make it to Montpellier. And for this, today I have Crowny and Adam. Noah, Trimby, are you ready to speak French?
French?
Yeah?
You ready?
Like
bonjour like this. Yeah. Okay. Bonjour, bonsoir, yeah.
Bonjour.
Anything.
I'm going to start with asking you actually, what is your experience in speaking French?
Well,
Learn French.
I studied French for, I think, 3 years,
All
2
right.
years. Yeah.
How much do you know French?
I would say decent.
All right.
Decent, yeah. I'm really good at French.
I learned it throughout the high school a little bit, like,
Yeah.
but I don't remember that much anymore.
So you see the sentence here. This is the one that you will have to say. Who wants to start first?
I think I can start.
All right, let's go.
Notre gameplay va choquer des zinzin les fans de français.
Zinzin, not Zinzin.
Oh.
But yeah, no, close enough.
Notre gameplay va choquer. I don't even see it without glasses. Des zinzin les fans français.
You made the
Zinzin.
same mistake
Yeah,
as me.
even see,
Zinzin.
you heard it.
Notre gameplay va chocoba de Jinjin Espens Francais.
That's actually so good. Okay, Trimby, can you go after this? Or
Notre I don't know. Notre gameplay va choquer des, I think it was the zinzin les fans français.
So it's actually Zinzin.
Notre gameplay va choquer de Zanzan fans français.
That's
Something
actually,
like that.
you're so good.
Yeah, notre gameplay va choquer des
De Jongjong.
He's so good.
des zonzon, les fans français.
Do you know what it means? Do you have any idea on what
Well,
it means?
Choquer des zanzan, I have no clue. I don't think I studied that, so...
No, your gameplay is so good that the French fans are going to be shocked to see it.
Yeah,
You guys did great.
exactly.
You nailed it. We're proud of you, and I guess you're ready for Montpellier. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
And yeah, hopefully you get to use this in Montpellier.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
Thank you so much. Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup.
Oh, how is your welcome?
De rien.
Okay, de rien.
I love it. It's just like, okay, I'm not doing that. Perfect, though. Anyways, let's dive into Fnatic versus BDS and see who of them will make it to Montpellier. And there are so many storylines, I feel like. So
many narratives.
instead of just, we haven't really prepped anything. So I'd love to talk about your favorite narratives about this matchup.
Oh, well, it's got to be the broken hand reversal, right? 2018, they make it all the way to a World's Finals after Soaz breaks his hand, and then Whippo comes in, so you have the old guy getting replaced by the rookie.
Old,
now,
he was like 20.
Now it's the reversal.
Okay.
And you know, old in League of Legends terms, we all get it. And then now we have the old guy, Wunder, coming to replace the rookie who breaks his hand.
I do love how the story's kind of coming full circle as well, because you had like Wunder that was replaced, then we had Advian, Reckless, we had like basically the entire staff was replaced as well, and then we just come back to the start where Wunder's now back in to replace Oscarinin, and it's just like we just run it all again.
When's Reckless coming back?
Exactly, yeah.
That's the question.
But you guys are missing the biggest one, no? You guys are missing the biggest meme of them all. I mean, you are coping really hard with the World Finals. I mean, hopefully it happens, but come on, you can't miss the Yuumi versus Darius matchup in the top lane. I mean, I hope I see it today.
Was it Olaf? Or was it?
Darius or Olaf, I mean, it's the same champion, they have access anyway, so it's like, it's on brand with Adam, So yeah, hopefully we get to see some of that spice today in the top lane.
Yeah, like that's really where the grudge match is at, for sure. It's nice because there's so many. Okay.
It's a grudge match.
See. Grudge match?
Grudge match?
Yeah, I can get behind it.
I'm not going to scream again. So.
Yeah, I'm not going to do it either.
Anyways, I just also think it's really cool that for Adam, of course, he was in Fnatic, and then he went back to the regional leagues, and I think he had a lot to work on, I guess, from both a gameplay and a personality perspective.
Yeah.
Then he came back, and he is now on BDS, who are doing fantastically, and I think that's a cool story.
And on the other hand, you have Wunder, right, who also went on hiatus to practice World of Warcraft.
Yeah.
And now he is coming in with a lot of adversity because it's not just World of Warcraft, you have to keep in mind. So many games have come out recently, right? We have Baldur's Gate that's going to try and distract him. Starfield, right? That's got a mental lock on me. How does he avoid it?
I actually found out that Caedrel hasn't got Act 1 of Baldur's Gate complete because Wunder is so focused on practicing. So you know he's dedicated.
But you know what he's practicing, right? Because it's like the greatest challenge of them all came out. You know, Wunder being such a World of Warcraft fan. World of Warcraft hardcore servers are out.
Oh, God.
True.
I mean, I spoke to him backstage. So the thing is, from what he told me, is that he was playing it a lot. And then I asked him, so where did you get to? And he's like, I was level 31. And I was like, was? Yeah. And it's like, well, 1 hour after they told me that they need me to play, I died. So for me, it looks like everything's back on track. That's why he's been grinding solo queue. That's why he's been spamming so much, because it's like his character died. That's it.
Yeah, it is. But I mean, there's a lot of forces working against him, but it's solo queue that he has to put his mind to. Let's take a look at what he's been cooking, Odo. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, champion pool is kind of relevant because it's kind of this plug and play top lane thing where it's like, hey, you need to prep some blind picks. What are your blind picks? And it's like, you know, Renekton, Aatrox, Gnar, Gwen counter pick is nice, Kled counter pick is so nice. We saw BB doing it against the Renekton. So it's like, this champion pool fits into hey, you need to play top lane in this meta. These are all the champions that he needs to play.
Oscarinin did say, yeah, he was playing like Akali and Cassio, and then Laura asked him, do you think things are going to be different? He's like, no, he has a completely different playstyle and a different champion pool, but I don't think it's going to be different. What do we think?
Some copium.
Yeah, yeah.
I was going to say, like, I think the last, actually, can you guess which team he beat last in his last LEC game? His last LEC win.
I mean, you're setting me up, so it has to be Excel, right?
It has to be Excel. And it was a Gragas game.
What a surprise.
It was a Gragas game. That's a classic.
I mean, things have changed a little bit. Gragas is not as OP as it was before. We used to see him blind pick this champion a lot. He used to enjoy his time a lot with it. But now, ever since the sustainers hit, like, you know, 5 patches ago or whatever, it's a lot harder. So he's going to have to cook something a little bit different for today.
I don't know. It just feels like he's going to go back to Ornn, right? It's just going to be like, stick him on a tank. He'll do his thing in the top lane. It doesn't really matter if he loses to Adam. It'll be fun. We'll just, like, get him into team fights and then it'll all be good.
That was also kind of Oscar's role in the series against us. They've been, you know, looking to enable Humanoid and Razor to play these stronger, more resource-dependent champions. And he was kind of, outside of game 1, I think he was playing a lot of Ornn and Cassante to kind of set his team up.
Yeah, exactly. And I believe we have some replays from the game where they play towards a lot of humanoid resources. Indeed, Odo, because I'd love to pick your brain on what you think the key is to playing Fnatic and how they like to approach things.
Yeah, they really like to enable humanoid as much as possible, funnel as much gold as possible into him from like side lane towers and side lane waves to catch them aggressively. And then they kind of play the standard game around Drakes where regardless of, you know, the setup, if they're first to enter or they're already holding the position, they will walk in and contest that Drake no matter what. And in terms of, like, you know, style and macro, they really like to catch these side waves. And once Humanoid gets enough gold and gets his setup enough for success, they will start grouping around mid and kind of deadball around, because that's kind of like how the game is right now. You just deadball when objectives are up and try to use numbers advantage to get as much control of the game as possible.
Yeah, but I think it makes a lot of sense, especially with some of the champions they started drafting. Like in the series versus you guys, they played AP jungle and then AD mid every single game. I think it was like the Jace and the Tristana as the mid lane options. It was the Ivern and the Talia inside of the jungle. So looking at this series as well, expecting maybe more tanks on the top side, it makes a lot of sense, especially something like a Talia that recently improved, to like pick a fast clearing jungler and then those AD mids that can go and just like hard collect resources in side lanes.
Yeah, I mean, it would make a lot of sense, especially with Wunder. He hasn't played for a really long time. His last game was in Winter Split. Right now he has to kind of fit in a team where he's not really, like, you know, so accustomed to how it is playing with them and stylistically what they would like to do. So yeah, if they go the route where they will be playing these like tanky, low resources top lane, I would expect them to just funnel as much resources into Humanoid and Razork.
We heard from Trimmy last week that he said that he felt that his play with Razork was the best he would have wanted it to be from last week, but that took a long time. When it comes to Wunder now stepping in, who brings new things, is it in a way ideal that it's the top laner that is getting subbed in the current meta? Is that more manageable than obviously a jungler, but some of the other roles?
Yes and no, because it takes a lot of intuition or like a lot of feel to kind of figure out what your teammates would like from you from a top lane perspective. But at the same time, you are the most isolated role where you kind of need to just show up on objectives and, you know, make sure that the side waves are pushed in fairly well so you can get the timing to roam with your team. So I wouldn't really expect any difference for the synergy between Razork and Trimi, because I think they will just dead ball or like group up with Humanoid, because it also fits into what they want to do, get a lot of gold into Humanoid, and they'll just group up on that side of the map and kind of let Wunder, because he has a lot of experience. He's been playing for a long time, so it won't be like so hard for him to, you know, kind of find his role in the team.
Yeah, and for Wunder in particular too, like he is coming back to a team that he was playing for earlier this year. So jungle mid, he's already played with. It's the bot lane that he has to develop the new synergy.
They haven't played together that long.
What?
Trimby and Razork. It's only a split.
No. I was saying Wunder has played with the top
but Wunder
side,
played at the beginning, right?
Yeah, but he played the top side, not the bottom side of the map.
It's because I made that mistake last week. I was like, oh, you've been playing together for ages. It's like, no, not at all.
That's what I was saying. Is like, it's in terms of like the laning phase, he has that, but maybe when it comes to like the rest of the team and like finding engaged synergy with the Trimby, that's where there needs.
There's a lot up in the air. I think also for them, we're going to see how they're going to approach this match. But let's talk about BDS then a little bit. We talked so much about their formula the last couple of weeks. Ender, could you recap it for us, and how will they have to approach it today?
Well, it's a little bit simpler than E equals MC squared.
Okay.
Basically, it's Adam equals Roam plus Shio counter jungling times Crowny carry in the late game, because that's just a curve that skyrockets right there.
Yeah.
And then Easy Dragons, which comes largely from Adam's Roams just completely abandoning the bot lane.
Yeah, it's quite interesting because when BDS was so dominant in the spring split, when they made finals, this was kind of their bread and butter formula. You know, they would look to stack the Drakes as much as possible. I think they had one of the highest Drake percentages in the league. That was how they would win games. They would start stacking the Drakes from early in the game off of Adam moves and getting numbers advantages and creating this soul win condition at around, you know, the 24, 25-minute mark. So when their comp is like already super spiked, and that's in their prime win conditions. And we've seen them kind of like fall off a little bit, but it's kind of nice to see them go back to this formula that made them successful, because that's what they were missing in the summer split.
Yeah, and so when you like would play against BDS, right? Because I think like you're aware of like the dragon stacking, for example. Like, how would you step into that match against Adam in particular? Are you looking to like bring more resources to top lane to like pressure him under tower so he can't leave the lane, or are you just trying to look to match those roams? Because I think we've seen different teams try different styles, whether it's like the Kled as a counter matchup to the sprint down to dragon and beat him on those tempos, for example.
I think it mostly depends on blue side or red side, because on blue side, I think Adam's going to be forced to play something that's a little bit more passive in lane, and then he's going to look to influence the map, while on red side, he gets to have these high resource top laners that he would like to play. So I think it's just, you kind of need to master both approaches there.
Yeah, I just saw the huddle out of BDS. Of course, for them, the org and a lot of the players playing in Montpellier would be a great honor. I think that is on top of all the pressure they have already. And when it comes to BDS, how reliable is that plan in terms of executing it? Because we saw it not working versus G2, but then you were up versus G2, who was playing really, really well. We saw versus SK, they're able to enable that a bit better. What happens if they don't have kind of a simple path to executing their plan? Are they very adaptable?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we saw against G2, the thing with G2 is that they kind of have the same philosophy where they really value these neutral objectives, Herald and Drake. Most teams don't really prioritize Herald so much in EU anymore. But at the same time, G2 has these very, very dominant lanes, and they have an incredible amount of synergy where they just like to help each other, and they know how to enable each other like seamlessly. While against SK, you could see the team was like struggling a little bit. So when it comes to fundamentals, it seemed a lot easier for BDS to do this against SK. And yeah, I mean, that's one way to get yourself pumped up, but
literally.
Yeah. So I would expect the same against Fnatic, because even in our series against Fnatic, they didn't really seem as the most dominant lane kind of team. And then it's just kind of a check of fundamentals. Which team has the better fundamentals and the better setup for these neutral objectives?
Yeah, and I think a lot of that can come down to like Shio, and when he is able to like walk into enemy jungle, get down vision, sort of spot out what the pathing ends up looking like, because then they can go for more informed like roam timers, for example. You know, they're not walking onto a bot side where jungle mid have the ability to like roam down and fight you very easily over the Drake, so they can get it on a timing where enemy jungle is pathing towards the top side and those types of things. So I think that was like such a critical point of of the BDS plan that sometimes gets sort of swept under the rug because the Adam running down and team fighting is so impactful. But when Shio is on something that has like either tempo in the jungle to be up a level so he can walk in very freely and set those up, that's when BDS look really hard to find a window to punish.
Oh, it's crazy. It's going to be an interesting day. I think it's really hard to predict what is this Fnatic going to look like. Is it going to be plot armor because Wunder is in the top lane? Or is it going to be, I think, what people expect, which is that BDS should look better. Let's look at the predictions to see what our analysts thought. Odo is going for 3-1 for
3-1
BDS. Okay, Ender 3-0 BDS.
Yeah.
Dagda, who's not here to motivate it.
I mean, honestly, like Adam is such a beast. Like, I don't think anyone that's like last minute coming into a team that has to play against Adam is going to have a fun time because like Shio will also put resources up there. Adam's gonna play really aggressive champion, so Fnatic are gonna have to do a lot to buy him some space in the top side.
Yeah, I mean, out of all the teams to sub into last minute, you're subbing into the Darius, Olaf, Axeman, Psycho in that sense, and it's not the easiest thing you can do. You could be subbing as someone who plays a little bit more tanks, but
who would be the ideal person to sub it? I mean, Wunder's pretty ideal in terms of who you'd like, right? I guess
has a pedigree.
If he played a lot of solo queue, that's for the question. Shio is excited, so are we. Let's find out which team locks the final spot in Montpellier, Occitanie. It's time for Team BDS versus Fnatic.
We were in a down road, momentum-wise, and the fact that for the best of 5 that will determine our season, we managed to 3-0. It's not because of a momentum that we did that, it's because we worked for it.
Crowdy flashes and takes the kill, and now it's a 4v5. Azrael, do whatever you can to keep LEC alive, but Crowdy takes him out as SK are locked out of the fight, and BDS will march towards victory.
This split, we started winning way more. I think that's really important for me and not to just go every single day to scrims knowing that we are probably going to be like 1-5. I think that makes me play a lot better as well.
They are looking for more. Patrick versus the world. Patrick will find one, but now Abadage will fall as Humanoid finds his mark.
I think Excel was already better than BDS, so I'm pretty confident that we will actually have an easier time against BDS than against Excel.
They will knock Excel out of the season finals and secure top 4 in the LEC.
Going up against Fnatic would be a challenge for us. They were like very psyched in the first games in the BO5s. They are not really connecting as a team. I'm curious to see if they will like fix this for the next BO5.
It's feeling a little disturbed. The Dragon helping out BDS as well as Exakix locked up, but the killer instinct lives up to its name as BDS clean out the fight.
I know Crowley tilts a lot. I will just go bot and they can't play. So if I gank him, he will be FF and it's free win.
Emmanuel, I still respect him a lot. At the start of this year, I was like really lacking confidence. I just had to rebuild everything. Basically, after all this year, that was terrible. Months to months, scrim after scrim, play better against them. Start to win against them, start to win lanes, start to think better. Just come to this point where I just don't care who I'm facing.
If you look at him 3 years ago and now, he's completely different and he's a million times better. So I think he for sure can challenge for the top spots in mid lane.
To be honest, there's no really other mid than Caps that needs me to focus at 100%.
Limit now going in, but he's knocked up. The fight is initially denied. Noah gonna get exhausted here. Now Patrick needs to pop off. They win this fight, but instantly it's Humanoid to the backside. He's gonna find one. He's looking for a few more. Patrick taking out Fnatic. That's just an inevitability. What's up?
I'm always way more excited whether it's LAR into the playoffs run or Worlds. Yeah, it's just a million times more fun, and I also never really won on a big stage, even though I won LEC twice, so I really want to change that.
We reverse sweep Excel, and from that we actually managed to qualify to Malmo. This year it's gonna be the same but for Montpellier.